Go ahead.
This might be the weakest schedule in the entire conference right here.
So Missouri, for those who are listening to the audio version of this, Missouri starts the season with 4 home games. They host Murray State, Buffalo, Boston College, and Vanderbilt. Powerhouse schedule right there. Then they have a bye week, and then they go to Texas A&M. Then they go to UMass, which is weird. Then they host Auburn. They go to Alabama. Then they have a bye week. They host Oklahoma. And then they go to South Carolina, to Mississippi State, and they host Arkansas. So really, the only 2 really difficult games is Alabama and Oklahoma, if we're being honest. Auburn might be tough, but really it's Alabama and Oklahoma. Those are really the only 2 difficult games on that schedule. Carl said Missouri has a Division II schedule. Yeah, I mean they're going to UMass, so kinda, yeah. Sam said this schedule looks very tough. I'm going to assume he's being sarcastic. Evan said 8-4. I would love to know, Evan, who you think the 4 losses are. I would love to know. Please put that in the comments.
I feel like the SEC made this schedule and they were almost done. They were like, "Oh crap, we gave Missouri the 7 worst teams in the conference. Throw Alabama on there."
Yeah. So what do you have for Missouri here? What do you think their record will be?
I've got them at 10-2, and I can't decide who the second one is. I don't like Oklahoma. I don't want to pick them. But I also know Drinkwitz always has at least one no-show in him every year. So I think it's either Oklahoma or Auburn. Again, I think Hugh Freeze is a really good coach. I think he's got a roster now that he likes and that he built. And the rest of the athletic department's mad because he spent all their money in NIL. So that tells me he's got dudes. So I could see Bama and Auburn winning back-to-back weeks there. I've got them at 10-2. Again, I'm not sure who the second one is, if it's Auburn or Oklahoma, but I've got them squarely at 10-2.
So let me start by saying I hate my prediction, just so we're all clear. Okay.
You're going to say 11-1.
I am not an Eli Drinkwitz fan. I was even more not a fan of his after he did that whole stupid statement on business comment. That's still the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard in my life. I am not a Drinkwitz fan. Unfortunately, Missouri has been given an absolute cupcake of a schedule. It is ridiculous how easy this schedule is. Because, like I said, there's really only 2 games on the whole schedule that you look at and be like, those are going to be the tough ones. That's not okay. I mean, this is it's a bad schedule. Because of that, I have them going, unfortunately, 11-1 with their only loss at Alabama. That's the only loss. I think they're going to beat Oklahoma and Missouri. Missouri always has one game at home each year where they play really well and surprise somebody. Historically, it's been Georgia. They always have played Georgia well at home over the years. Why, I don't know, but that's the way it's been. I think they sneak up and beat Oklahoma, and unfortunately, I think they go 11-1. I hate to say that, but that's what I got. Some of the other comments that came through, Caleb Longcare said 9-3 losses to Auburn, Alabama, and Oklahoma. I think that's a very good prediction as well. That can 100% happen. Totally agree. Evan said 8-4. He said his 4 losses are Alabama, Oklahoma, Auburn, and Texas A&M. They do have to go to Texas A&M, so that could play to A&M's favor for sure. Listen, I just think athletically and offensively, Missouri's they're going to be good. I mean, they're just going to be good. That's the bottom line. Luther Burden Jr. still coming back. I mean, they're going to be good. They're going to throw it around. Carl said 9-3. I hope so. He thinks that it could be even better than 9-3, but we're hoping for 9-3. Herb said 9-3. Sam said he was talking about Mississippi State's schedule being very tough. He said Missouri plays a weak schedule for sure. Missouri's schedule is very weak. Sam said, can you imagine Drinkwitz going to Titletown and Tuscaloosa and winning? No, I don't want to. We will never hear the end of it, unfortunately, if that were to happen, and I don't want that to happen.
I do think the one weakness they have, or I shouldn't say weakness, the one unproven position they have is a key one. They were not comfortable with any of their depth at running back, and they went out and signed a transfer running back from Georgia State and a transfer running back from Appalachian State, neither of which were overly, like, they weren't workload guys for either of those schools, and they're listed as co-starters. So,
well,
that's
look what they did with Corey Schrader last year.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's unproven. I'm not going to say it's a weakness, but there's two guys there that no one knows if they're legitimately SEC players, and they haven't really shown anything at the Division I level that would say they are. So, Cody Schrader, at least when he transferred in, he had insane numbers. I mean, that's why they transferred him. These two guys don't, and they're listed as co-starters. So if Missouri has to become one-dimensional and has to just become a pass-only offense, remember, Blake Baker's not here anymore to save them on defense. This defense lost a lot of guys, and they lost the guy in Blake Baker. So you got a brand new defensive coordinator. He's coming from South Alabama, so he's never really seen SEC athletes. I think there's some holes here. I think there's some things that are going to be a little different than last year.
I hope so, because I don't want them to go 11-1. Tony said Missouri 9-3, losses to Alabama, Texas A&M, and either Oklahoma or Auburn. I think that's a good prediction too. I think that's really fair because, basically what he's saying is the two tough away games they're going to lose, but then they'll win one of two tough home games. And I think that's a great prediction.